Today we will start with the conventional fuels. Uh, that is your fifth chapter in internal combustion engine. So we will start with the first introduction. The study of fuels for IC engines has been carried out ever since these engines came into existence. The engine converts heat energy which is obtained from the chemical combination of fuel with oxygen into mechanical energy. So the fuel will burn with oxygen and we had heat energy released by the fuel after combustion, and this heat energy and high pressure gases at high temperature will push the piston, and we had at the crankshaft mechanical energy. Since the heat energy is derived from the fuel, a fundamental knowledge of the types of fuels and their characteristics is essential in order to understand the combustion phenomena. The characteristics of fuel used have considerable influence on the design, efficiency, output, and particularly the reliability and durability of the engine. Further, the fuel characteristics play a vital role in the atmospheric pollution caused by engines used in automobiles. We have various types of fuel: solid, liquid, gas, and this all fuel will affect the performance output of engine as well as the pollution. So we have to study the fuels. So internal combustion engines can be operated on different types of fuels such as liquid fuels like gasoline, gaseous fuel like compressed natural gas, and even solid fuels which we had used previously like combustion coal based engines. Depending on the type of fuel to be used, the engine has to be designed accordingly. So first come with the solid fuels. The solid fuels find little practical application at present because of the problems in handling the fuel as well as in disposing of the solid residue or ash after combustion. Okay. However, in the initial stages of engine development, solid fuels such as finely powdered coal was attempted. Compared to gases and liquid fuels, solid fuels are quite difficult to handle, and storage and feeding are quite cumbersome. Because of complications in the design of the fuel feed systems, these fuels have become unsuitable in solid form. Attempts are being made to generate gaseous or liquid fuels from charcoal for the use in internal combustion engine. So solid fuel, it is difficult to pump, it is difficult to store, and it is difficult to dispose of the ash. So what we can do, we can convert that solid fuel into gaseous form, some gas, and then we can use it. Or we can use an alternative fuels, that is your gaseous fuel. Gaseous fuel are idle and pose very few problems in using them in internal combustion engines. Being gaseous, they mix and more homogeneously with air and eliminate the distribution and starting problems that are encountered with liquid fuels. As you can see, during winter, it's difficult for your vehicle to start because liquid fuel has to evaporate. Because of low temperature, they won't evaporate. But this problem won't persist in gaseous fuels because they are in gaseous form. Even though the gaseous fuels are the most ideal for internal combustion engines, storage and handling problems restrict their use in automobiles. But as they are gaseous fuels, so we need tanks, high pressure tanks. So storage also as well as handling of the gaseous fuel is difficult as compared to the liquid fuels. Consequently, they are commonly used for stationary power plants located near the source of availability of the fuel. Some of the gaseous fuels can be liquefied under pressure for reducing the storage volume, but this arrangement is very expensive as well as risky. Because of energy crisis in the recent years, considerable research efforts are being made to improve the design and performance of gas engines, which become obsolete when liquid fuels begin to be used. Gases engines are used, but we prefer liquid fuels because as compared to gas-based engines. So next to your liquid fuels, in most of modern internal combustion engine, liquid fuels, which are the derivatives of liquid petroleum, are being used. The three principal commercial types of liquid fuels are benzyl, alcohol, and petroleum products. However, petroleum products from the main fuels for internal combustion engines are, as on today, you can say chemical structure. This is the next part, chemical structure of petroleum. We will discuss. We use petroleum products, so we will use petroleum. So what are the composition of this petroleum? Petroleum as obtained from oil wells is prominently a mixture of many types of hydrocarbons with the molecular structure. It also contains small amounts of sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen, and impurities such as water and sand. So we can't use petroleum as it is in the engines. So this contains these impurities, sulfur, nitrogen, as well as water and sand. We have to remove it. The carbon and hydrogen atoms may be linked in different ways in hydrocarbon molecule, and this linking influences the chemical and physical properties of different hydrocarbon groups. Most petroleum fuels tend to exhibit the characteristics of that type of hydrocarbon, which forms a major constituent of the fuel. The carbon and hydrogen combine in different property proportions and molecular structure to form a variety of hydrocarbons. The carbon to hydrogen ratio, which is one of the important parameters, and their nature of bonding determine the energy characteristics of the hydrocarbon fuels. Depending on the number of carbon and hydrogen atom, the petroleum products are classified. You can see in these basic families of hydrocarbon. So paraffin, first we have paraffin, which is formula is CnH2n plus 1, where N is 1, 2, 3 and so on. So you can say this is a chain structure here. You can see here paraffin, it is a chain structure like methane, ethane, propane, butane and isobutane. They are chain structure and they comes under the paraffin series. They are mostly saturated. So what do you mean by saturated? That there is a single bond. Carbon atom has 4 vacancies, so they are filled by hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. There are total 4 atoms. So there is a single bond. It means it is fully saturated. Ethane, you can see again single bond in each. You can say where molecule. Here in propane, you have single bond, as well as butane and isobutane. They contain single bond. So they are saturated and they are very stable. It means they won't burn and they are stable. Their chemical structure is very stable. Next is olefins, which formula is CnH2n, and they are again chain, but they are unsaturated and they are unstable. We will see here as in olefins. You can see here there are double bonds. Example of olefin series is hexene and butadiene. You can see here double bonds. So because of 2 hydrogen atoms are less here, one here, one here. So 2 hydrogen atoms is less. This plus 2 is missing here. Here we have plus 2. Here we don't have plus 2 atoms, hydrogen atoms. So we have double bonds here, as well as here we have double bonds. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 hydrogen atoms are missing here. So they are unsaturated. The next series is naphthalene, which is again CnH2n, but the difference between olefin and naphthalene is that olefin is chain while on naphthalene is a ring, and it is saturated and it is stable. Stable. So we will see here naphthalene. You can say it is having ring structure, and all the bonds are single, so it is saturated and it is stable. The fourth one is your auto aromatic, which is CnH2n minus 6. It is again ring type structure. 6 atoms are less as compared to naphthalene, and it is unsaturated, means there are presence of double bonds, and it is highly unstable. We will take the example of aromatic series, which is you can see here benzene, which having double bonds here 1, 2, 3, unsaturated. It is unsaturated having double bonds, and example is benzene. And toluene, you can see again here you had these double bonds. So we will discuss one by one. We will start from paraffin series. The normal paraffin hydrocarbons are of straight chain molecular structure. They are represented by a general chemical formula CnH2H2n plus 2. The molecular structure of the first few members of paraffin family of hydrocarbons shown below. You can see again here. In these hydrocarbons, the valency of all carbon atom is fully utilized by single bonds with hydrogen atoms. Therefore, the paraffin hydrocarbons are saturated compounds and are characteristically very stable. A variation of paraffin family consists of an open chain structure with an attached branch and is usually termed as a branch chain paraffin. The hydrocarbons which have the same chemical formula but different structural formula known as isomers. Isobutane shown above has the same general chemical formula and molecular weight as the butane, but a different molecular structure and a physically characteristics. It is called an isomer of butane and is known as isobutane. Isoparaffins are also stable compounds. Next is olefin series. Olefin series are also straight chain compounds similar to paraffins but are unsaturated because they contain one or more double bonds. You can see here between the carbon atoms, their chemical formula. Monoolefins have one double bond, whereas diolefins have two in their structure. You can see here is we have single double bond. Here we have two double bonds. Olefins are not as stable as single bond paraffins because of the presence of double bonds in their structure. Consequently, these are readily oxidized in storage to form gummy deposits. So it is difficult to store olefins because we have double bonds, so they will form some sort of gummy deposits. Hence, olefins content in certain petroleum products is kept low by the specification. So, because petrol or whatever the fuel we have, that is mixture of these hydrocarbons. It is a mixture of you can say paraffins, olefins, naphthalenes, and aromatic. So we will keep this olefin content in the fuel as low as possible to avoid the problems of gummy deposits. So next is naphthalene. The naphthalene have the same chemical formula as olefin series of hydrocarbons but have a ring structure. You can see here again we have discussed this is the formula. Cyclopentane is one of the compounds in naphthalene series. Next is your aromatic. Aromatic compounds are ring structure having a benzene molecule as their central structure and have a given chemical formula here. Though the presence of double bonds indicate that they are unsaturated, a peculiar nature of these double bonds causes them to more stable than other unsaturated compounds. Although they are unsaturated double bonds, but they are more stable. Various aromatic compounds are formed by replacing one or more hydroatoms of the benzene molecules with an organic radical such as paraffin, naphthalenes, and olefins. You can see here, you can replace this hydrogen atom by CH3 and you will get toluene and different products. By adding a methyl group CH3, benzene is converted to toluene, the base for the preparation of trinitrotoluene, TNT, which is highly explosive compound. The above families of hydrocarbon exhibit some general characteristics due to their molecular structure, which is summarized below. Normal paraffin exhibits the poorest anti-knock quality when used in SI engine, but anti-knock quality improves with increasing number of carbon atoms and compactness of the molecular structure. The aromatics offer the best resistance to knocking in SI engine. So what we will do, actually we will use mixture of these four here. So if you mix paraffin aromatic, but paraffin has poor anti-knock quality, so we will use more quantity of aromatic which having anti-knock quality. So means we will use more amount of aromatic to avoid knocking problem in spark ignition engine. This knocking, what is knocking, that we'll discuss in coming lectures. So for time being, we will use more aromatic compound to avoid the knocking. The next is, second is here, you can see here. For CI engine, the order is reversed. The normal paraffins are the best fuels and aromatics are the best least desirable. As the number of atoms in molecular structure increases, the boiling temperature increases. More are the number of atoms, large, you can say bigger is the chain, bigger is the structure, the higher is the boiling point. Thus, the fuels with fewer atoms in molecules tend to be more volatile. Like you can see here, methane is more volatile as compared to ethane as compared to propane, and isobutane is the least volatile here. The heating value generally increases as the proportion of hydrogen atoms to carbon atom in the molecule increases due to higher heating value of hydrogen. If more the hydrogen atom, more is the power output. Thus paraffins have the highest heating value and the aromatics the least. So this is about the fuels.